What exactly is behind these recall campaigns?
We have to keep in mind that there's an extraordinary amount of partisanship or, frankly, bad blood between the Democratic Progressive Party on one hand and the Chinese Nationalist Party, or KMT, and the Taiwan People's Party on the other hand. They simply do not get along. And it's really gone further than the normal opposition versus governing party type of disputes you would see in a democratic parliament. So there's an extraordinary dislike between the two sides. It emanates from some of the laws that the majority in the legislative yuan, which is a combination of the KMT and the TPP legislators, they have a majority and they pass the laws that they don't want, regardless of how the DPP legislators feel about it.
And how do you see this playing out? How likely are these recall bids to succeed?
Very, very difficult. There are a few examples of successful recalls in Taiwan at different levels of government, such as a mayor, such as a legislator. But there are also numerous examples of recall campaigns that failed. The hurdles are very high, starting with the signature petitions, and then getting enough people to turn out to vote on a random day that might be sometime in the spring. That's assuming the signature hurdles are satisfied. And it's just very hard to turn out enough people to fulfill the requirement for the minimum number of voters who have to pass the recall, who have to vote yes.
This is the latest drama in months of turbulent politics here in Taiwan. Just why is Taiwan politics being so dramatic and so divisive at the moment?
Well, before the election in January of 2024, I said that there would be chaos if the president comes from one party and the majority in the legislative yuan comes from a different party, or the current situation, parties, because the KMT and the TPP combined have a majority and they've been cooperating on most legislation. And that's what happened. We have a chaotic situation where the executive branch plus the presidency are from the DPP, and the KMT and the TPP form a majority in the legislative yuan. So in the legislative yuan, they could call in ministers, for example, for interpellation and grill them, and they can, more importantly, they could pass whatever laws they want because they form a majority, and they could also reject nominees to certain government bodies if they wish to do so. So we have this situation where we really have, I would say, close to a deadlock between the executive branch on the one hand and the legislative yuan on the other.